Hello, everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
I'll just take that parcel from you, Mr. Santini. Back up against that wall. Now we'll just have a look at what we're all really after. What? Why, this ain't the right stuff. This is nothing but plain old swamp grass.
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Blazes!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the man of bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, The Disappointing Parcel, Chapter 3 of the fantastic story, Fear Key. The mysterious business of Fountain of Youth Incorporated has caused the death of a banker named Thackeray Hutchinson, who claimed the Fountain of Youth possessed a secret for which the wealthiest men in America would each pay $1 million. After unsuccessfully attempting to kidnap Doc Savage, the Fountain of Youth gang, headed by a man named Santini, attempts to waylay Kel Avery, who is due in New York on a plane from Florida. Also interested in Kel Avery is one Dan Thunden, a spry old man who claims to be 131 years old. When Doc, his 5 assistants, and cousin Pat Savage attempt to foil the airport plot, they are tricked away from the plane by a ruse, only to find that a motion picture starlet named Maureen Darling has been grabbed by the Santini gang. Upon questioning the movie star's bodyguard, Doc and his aides are startled to hear that Maureen Darling is Kel Avery.
Maureen Darling and Kel Avery are the same person?
Yes, Kel Avery, or Kelmina Avery. She don't use that name not so much. The name Avery, she's not so good on the movie picture, no? Maureen Darling, much better. So the girl, she used the name of Avery, not so much.
And you're her bodyguard.
Yes, my name's Klima.
Well, you may be built almost as well as Doc Savage here, but you're sure a flop in the bodyguard business.
Doc!
What is it, Johnny?
Your cousin Pat isn't around here anyplace.
Rennie, you said Santini's gang made off with 2 women?
Right, Doc.
The Klima. Did Miss Avery have any female traveling companions?
No, just the Klima.
Then the second woman must have been Pat. Come on.
The Klima, he go along?
How about that, Doc?
Of course. We want to ask him some questions.
We catch them, and the Klima, he break them into little pieces.
Witnesses said the gang hustled the 2 women into a blue Phaeton and headed toward New York.
Hit it, Rennie. Now, De Klima, what do you know about all this?
Me, I not know so much.
Well, tell us what you do know.
Yesterday, I read about it in the papers. The kidnap what is tried on Maureen Darling in East Florida.
Call her Miss Avery, so there'll be no confusion.
Ah, yes. I am in East Florida, then. I go to her, to Miss Avery. I am once the fighter, not so hot. And now the nick I pick up where I can. I fight, I shoot. I'm plenty to tough guy, me.
Don't brag. You're with guys who are tough now.
But you are not so good in the head, no? You run to the wrong fight while them fellas, they get Maureen Darling. Miss Avery.
Say, you funny-talking bundle of beef. Are you hunting a scrap?
Stop it, Monk. De Klima, you went to Miss Avery after you heard of the attempt to kidnap her. You offered your services as a bodyguard?
That's her. That's the idea. I put up the talk and tell her that I am the one she needs. So she hired me to watch out for her.
Ha! Fine job you done.
What else do you know?
Me, nothing.
You know nothing about Santini, Hallett, and Leaking, or a white-bearded man named Dan Thunden, who claims he's 131 years old? Or a company which calls itself Fountain of Youth, Incorporated?
No, never heard of any of them, no.
What an information mine you turn out to be.
The Klima, he not like you, not...
Brother, the affection is returned.
Look, up ahead.
In the ditch by the road. A woman.
I say, quite disheveled, swabbed in mud at roadside grinds.
Coming over.
Say, even with all that mud, she's a dish.
It is Maureen, Miss Avery.
Are any of you Doc Savage?
I am.
Good. Keep going. Well, step on it.
Now, Miss Avery, what happened?
They threw me out.
After they went to all that trouble to seize you?
They thought I was my maid, and the other girl made them think she was Kel Avery.
What other girl?
The one who rushed to my side when the trouble started back at the airport. She acted as if she was one of my party and made them think she was me. When she got the chance, she whispered to me to begin to scream, and they might throw me out of the car. Then she said if they did, Doc Savage would be following, and I should tell him my story. So I screamed, and they threw me out.
What did this other girl look like, Miss Avery?
She was beautiful. She had bronze-colored hair, just like yours, Mr. Savage.
So it was Pat.
I was coming to New York to get your help.
Did you tell anyone that?
Nobody. Why?
Because Santini and his outfit learned you were coming to me and tried to kidnap me and put me where you couldn't find me. Or that's how it seems.
Santini?
Ever hear of him?
No.
Or Fountain of Youth, Incorporated?
No.
What about Hallett or Leaking?
Never heard those names that I recall.
What about a white-haired man named Dan Thunden who says he's 131 years old?
Oh.
So you have heard of Dan Thunden?
Yes. He's my great-grandfather, according to the letter I got from him. My great-grandfather on my mother's side, the letter said.
What else did his letter say?
It said for me to take the package that was with the letter and guard it with my life, to be sure not to open it, and to come to Florida, and I would be worth $50 million within 30 days.
Holy cow.
You obeyed instructions?
It sounds silly, but I did. You see, the press agent for the movie company I work for thought it would be a good idea to get some newspaper space. The company even paid me a salary to go to Florida as instructed. The press agent was going to meet me there, but before he came, I was kidnapped.
Was that the press agent's idea, Miss Avery?
The press agent doesn't even know where I am. He hadn't even gotten to Florida. I was scared. Those men threatened to kill me unless I got the package.
How did you extricate yourself?
As a matter of fact, I didn't escape. They turned me loose to get the parcel, but instead I came north.
Why come north?
To put the thing in your hands.
Where is the parcel now?
In the plane on which I arrived, back at the airport. I sent it by airmail knowing it would come on the same plane.
Why that precaution?
I was afraid to carry it. Maybe I'm not very brave.
You're brave enough. How about it, Rennie? Have we caught up to Santini's car yet?
It's no use, Doc. They've given us the slip. Should we head back for the office?
Yes. Perhaps some research in our library will shed some light on all this.
Dan Thunden is sure a lick-splitting freak. Imagine a gink 131 years old being able to hop around like he can.
If he is indeed that old. We have only his word for it, Monk.
This is some office. How high up are we?
86th floor, Miss Avery. Doc's private high-speed elevator makes the trip seem short, though.
Long Tom, Rennie, Johnny, Ham, here are the addresses of some of the wealthy men whose names were in that file in the Fountain of Youth office. Their names were there for some reason, just like the banker's, Thackeray Hutchinson. Go investigate them.
Okay. Some of these birds should give us information.
But be careful. We don't want a repetition of what happened to Thackeray Hutchinson.
Yeah, that guy got what was coming to him.
What happened to him?
He got shot between the eyes.
Oh.
What about Pat, Doc?
We haven't a lead to go on, Rennie. We'll have to see what turns up. Now get going.
Me, I think I go out. Not for long.
Why, De Klima?
Business.
Very well. Monk.
Yeah, Doc.
Follow De Klima.
With pleasure. And boy, do I hope this guy gives me some excuse to tie into him.
Mr. Savage, you don't trust De Klima?
Just a precaution, Miss Avery, and it gives Monk something to do. He feels neglected if he isn't doing something.
You have a remarkable group of men.
Now for you. It isn't advisable for you to leave here, since Santini and his crew must know about this office. You can use the telephone and have fresh clothes sent up from a shop, There's an excellent one in the building.
Thank you. I assume you made arrangements for my airmail package to be delivered here?
It'll be here in not more than 20 minutes.
The Klima, he get 2 new ones, see? My other 2 ones them feller at the airport, they got.
Bought 2 new revolvers, They aren't easy to purchase here in New York.
For the feller with the money, anything's easy. At a hock shop, I get them. And I no need license for to carry them either.
Here's the newspapers you wanted, Doc. The mug went into a hock shop, stayed a while, then came back here. He didn't do nothing else.
Call the police, Monk. Have them have that pawnbroker's business license taken away for selling firearms to unlicensed people.
Right. Any word from Pat?
None.
I'm worried about that other girl, Pat. What do you think they're doing to her?
Probably trying to buffalo her into telling her where the box your great-granddaddy, Dan Thunden, sent you can be found.
I'd give up that box in an instant if it would get her freedom.
Mailmen with the box should be here shortly.
An armored truck is pulling up in front of the building, Doc. It must be bringing a package.
You told them to use an armored truck?
Of course.
Uh-oh. Something's happening down there.
What?
Come, look. The postal carriers are heading toward the front of the building, but 3 guys are standing up in that open touring car nearby.
They're throwing something at the postal carriers. They look like glass bottles. Look, they're breaking, and the postmen are falling down.
Gas!
One of the men in the touring car is heading toward the postman.
He must be holding his breath. Doc, can't we do something?
We'd never get down there in time, Monk.
The man grabbed the package. Now he's running back toward the touring car, and it's taking off.
There goes the package.
Oh, them damn fella, they sure smart guys. I go after them.
Wait.
I could hit him with my super machine pistol.
No, Monk.
Doc, have you gone nuts? Wait a minute. You pulled a fast one. What was it?
Have a look. Down there.
Say, it's Johnny's coupe, weaving in and out of traffic. But I thought you sent him to interview those wealthy men.
The slip of paper I gave him actually told him to tail the mail truck. If anything happened, he was to use his own judgment.
Will this lead us to Pat?
Let's hope so, Monk. Meanwhile, let's go down to the garage.
This truck, she's some buggy. Bulletproof glass and armor plate, yes.
Right. And the tires are filled with sponge rubber instead of air, so they can't be shot out.
But it looks like an ordinary delivery truck.
Yes, Santini and his gang will be less likely to recognize us than if we used one of my usual cars.
Isn't it about time to get Johnny on the short wave?
Yes, Monk.
You can contact your men from this truck.
Yeah. Everybody's tied in with 2-way radio sets, and we can all talk together if we want.
Johnny, come in.
Right here, Doc.
Where are you?
Going north on Broadway. So far, there's been no difficulty.
Have they seen you?
Emphatically negative.
Johnny means no.
Deviating eastward over the bridge to Long Island.
What's going on here?
That you, Rennie?
Right, I just turned on my set.
Santini has stolen Miss Avery's package from the mail carriers. Johnny's tailing them. Head for Long Island and join him. Meanwhile, what did you learn when you interviewed your rich man?
My rich man is full of coop, Doc. According to his maid, he got a telephone call a little while before I arrived. He acted excited, grabbed some money out of his private safe, snatched a few clothes, and jammed them into a suitcase. Then ran out the door. That's the last I saw him.
Sounds like he was tipped off you were coming.
You said it.
The men who appropriated the package are now traversing an unpopulated section of Beach Road, Doc.
Be careful they don't see you, Johnny.
You're cautioning me?
Doc, it's obvious Santini's gang warned the rich men to skip out. What puzzles me is what got him to beat it so fast.
It's not so strange, Rennie. The newspapers are on the street with the news of Thackeray Hutchinson's death. Fear of a similar fate is enough to cause those wealthy men to do what they're told.
Santini's sure taken plenty of trouble to keep us from learning what this is all about. Whatever it is, it must be big.
Doc, the car is stopped on an old road near the beach. They're getting out.
Where are you stopped, Johnny?
About 15 miles beyond the highway junction.
You've been traveling faster than it seemed. It'll take us 15 or 20 minutes to get there.
I'm going to trail them on foot.
Do that, and watch your step.
The way them mail carriers caved in. Sweet, I call it.
It won't be sweet if they broke, Petey.
Don't worry, Shorty. The gas just made them senseless for a while.
Where's Santini? Oh, we're in that shack with the rest of the mob. What's a shack doing here? There ain't even summer cabins this far out. Yeah, it's pretty remote, all right. Come on. Who is it? Santa Claus. What do you think?
Did you get it?
Sure, Santini. We got it.
Bueno, give it to me.
Say, what happened to your chin, Santini? You're all cut.
That girl is a cat. I thought I had her tied securely in the corner there, but she kicked me in the face and almost got away. Now come, we open this package.
Pat, I gotta tell Doc about this.
Unless you're bulletproof, you better stand right where you are.
Funding.
Right you are. And I know all about your bulletproof vest. So don't try anything, or I'll shoot you in the head.
So you are working with them?
No, sir. I'm working on them, not for them.
Then you and I had better work together.
Old Dan Thunden is working for himself. I didn't know who you was when I met you before, but now I know you're one of Doc Savage's outfit, and I don't want any part of you.
Listen, what we have to
No
do...
more jawboning. We're just gonna do some watching and listening.
Veramente, look, all of you. This is it. This is what we search for. And that old Gotondo even sent his great-granddaughter a map showing the island's whereabouts.
You sure it's the island?
See, here it is, in the Caribbean, 500 miles from Florida, and out of the sea routes of any modern shipping.
So, now that we have the package,
What do we do with the girl?
We no longer need her. Shoot her!
Knife won't make as much noise.
Very well, just get it done.
Quick, get into the shack before they harm my granddaughter. Ready?
I suppose.
Hold it! I couldn't miss you all from here. Funding! Up against the wall there, all of you. You too, Little John. Now, I'll just take that map. I never should have sent that to my great-granddaughter. But I didn't know but that we might find use for it. I guess all concerned can find the island if need be, except Doc Savage and his scuts, and we don't want them in on it. Now, shall we all have a look at what we're really after? What? Why, this ain't... Grab him!
Wait! Even you and the Doc Savage is a man are no match for my men, eh, Thunden?
Maybe. But take another look in the box, Santini. You haven't got what you think you got.
What do you mean?
That ain't the stuff. It's just plain old swamp grass.
Swamp grass? Licking, give me the box. He's right. This isn't the stuff. What have you done with the weeds, Thunden?
This here gal must have made a change. What'd you do with that package I sent you?
Miss Avery, don't tell them a thing. Whatever you do, don't tell them a thing.
Silence! Leaking! Untie her and see what she has to say.
Right. Hey, where'd she get that gun? Exquisite. You completely overlooked the firearm Mr. Thunden dropped in the melee, Santini. Now I'll just remove this young lady's gag and restraints.
Oh, God, I came to New York for excitement. Man, oh, man, am I getting it. Now, Thunden, why did you mail that package?
Why, I needed money. I was going to meet you in Florida and tell you the whole story, but these gentlemen must have got the telegram you sent, telling me you would go to Florida. Or did you send such a message?
The message was sent.
I never got it. That explains why I did not meet you in Florida. Did Santini send a man down there?
No more!
Oh, no, stealing away. He's out the door.
Forget him. I shoot him many times in the heart. He is dead.
Boss, I move we shake this place. Things are getting too tough. The skinny guy you shot is one of Doc Savage's outfit. And that means hell. Savage will move the earth to get the guys who rubbed out one of his friends.
Shorty's right. Kidnapping the bronze guy was one thing. Killing one of his men is another. The U.S. is going to be too warm for us.
You birds are just getting wise to yourselves.
Shut her up.
So, what do we do now?
I have it. Buena. An excellent idea.
I hope so.
It is the one great idea I have. We will take the seaplane and go to the island. Doing that, we will be away from this Doc Savage. We will get a supply of the weeds and operate from outside of the country.
What about the girl?
We take her along. She is the one who knows where the other box is. We make her tell where that parcel goes to. If we do not find what we want on the island, then the girl will be very valuable indeed. We will have her to trade for it.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, boss.
See, what is eating you?
When we reach this island and find a storeroom, do we get to use the stuff ourselves?
Well, of course. See.
Wow, I feel like a guy who's just been promised $1 million.
Now, everyone, quickly, to the seaplane. We must make our escape before Doc Savage finds out about this. Bring the girl. We are off for Fear Key.
Will Santini make good his escape? What has happened to the spry old Dan Thunden? And what steps will Doc Savage take to avenge the murder of his aide, Johnny? Don't miss Island of Death, Chapter 4 of Fear Key, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. Fear Key was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Roger Rittner. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Robert Towers, Bill Ratner, Kemet Mustin, Robin Riker, Marcia Kramer, Bob Farley, Michael McConaughey, Douglas Kohler, William Irwin, and Glenn Shattuck. Also heard was Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.